I'm taking away my cell phone. So that one, nobody, I don't think anybody ever rests from cell phone, but hey, I don't know. Hello. Today is day 69. Day 69. Yes. And let's see how far we've gone. I'm just about 7 minutes in. And today we are going to be talking about the power of rest. Yes, the power of rest. And I'm very happy that you've been joining me. And so today we're going to talk about the power of rest. And just thinking about rest, I feel that rest is one of the very powerful and important concepts in life that we all need to embrace. And as usual, I'm going to attempt to define what rest is. And if you have addition, subtraction to that definition, you can always add it. Help me to add it in the comment section. So rest is stopping stressful activities or strenuous activity in order to relax and rejuvenate and strengthen yourself and come up again, come alive again. That's rest in a nutshell. Just a period that you take out to relax and to rejuvenate while stopping stressful activities. So yeah, that's what rest is. And rest is very, very powerful because it's very, very beneficial to our spiritual lives, our souls, our bodies, our mental health. Because when we think about rest, most of the time we just think about rest in terms of our physical bodies. But rest is very, very beneficial even to our mental health as well. In fact, very, very beneficial to our mental health. So rest, for one, talking about the physical health, rest helps us to rejuvenate and repair all our cells. Think about it this way. This is the way I think about it, that when you rest, it's like you open the workshop for repair in your body. Like, imagine, those signs in the shops where they will say open, they will flip it and then they will say close when they are closed. So when you flip open the open, you put the sign to open here. That's, you are opening the repair shop for your body. The cells are being repaired. There's a lot of repair going on the cellular level of your body. Repairs to tissues, repairs to organs, repair to systems. So there's a lot of repair that's going on even as we rest. So even our muscles, are being repaired. For example, I was thinking about it that when I was just thinking about this, that's the reason why when we are doing strength training, they will say don't train every day, have days of rest, because it is during the rest period that the body has to repair itself. The muscles that have been broken down, they have the time to be repaired. And while the repair is taking place, there's also build up. A lot of things are being built up. They have been built up even in the body as we rest. So apart from the repair and building up, also rest helps us to strengthen our immunity. That's why you will see people that don't rest, they tend to fall ill, easily. They fall ill easily, they get sick easily. And people that don't take enough rest, you find out that they are very prone to inflammations, very prone to disease, very prone to infections. So rest is also very, very important in building up our immunity. That's in the physical realm. On the mental part as well, when we take rest, you find out that hormones, like the stress hormones, like the cortisol, those ones, they kind of get suppressed, while the feel-good hormones like serotonin, prolactin, all those ones, they are beefed up, during the time of rest. And because of that, we are more calm, we are able to have a better mood. Have you noticed that when you are stressed, you are kind of very edgy, very snappy, irritable, you are easily annoyed? It's just because all those stress hormones are, at their highest level because you've not taken rest. So when we rest, we are able to be calmer, we are in a better mental state. And when we rest as well, another thing that happens is that we're able to focus more. We're able to focus, we're able to concentrate. Think of those times when you've had deadlines, you've been working back to back, you have been so stressed out, and at a point you just find out that you can't even think again. And imagine, think of those times when you just take a rest, even if it's just a few hours or a few minutes sometimes, rest, and then you find out that you kind of just bounce back, you're able to think more, you're able to focus more. So rest also helps with our cognitive function. So if you continue working and working and working and you never take rest, the work that you think you are doing, that, oh, I can't take rest from this work, the work will not even go on as well as if you take just some few minutes or some few hours or some few days, depending on the time frame that you have to rest, to rest. So rest is very important because it also helps us with increased cognition. And one thing I want to say about rest again is that sleep is a very important part of rest. But when I'm talking about rest now, I'm not only talking about sleep, because you can rest without sleeping, but sleeping is the major part of rest. So when I'm talking about rest, I'm majorly talking about, of course, taking time to rest and also sleeping, because sleeping is a whole new topic on its own. If you want to talk about sleeping, we'll probably be taking more time. Maybe one day we'll talk about sleeping. Yeah, but just know that as I'm talking about rest, I'm talking both rest, just general rest. Sleeping is inclusive in that. So rest is very, very important, and I just want to encourage us that we should take time to rest so that we can reap all the benefits that has to do with rest. And the thing is, even God rested, because I was just thinking about it. In the Bible, Genesis 2 makes us to understand that on the seventh day, God rested after all the work of creation that he did. And personally, I don't believe that God was tired or anything, because God is all powerful, is omnipotent, right? So he doesn't get tired. But I just feel that God did that just to give us that principle, to show us that it is good to rest. And so that's why you will see that Sunday, for example, in my language, it's called Ojo Isimi. That means the day of rest, So people take different days to rest. Sunday is considered as a resting period for some denominations of Christians. Some denominations take Saturday, the Sabbath day. So whatever day you rest, it's not about the day. So this is not I'm not trying to go all theological on you right now. So choose a day. That's the most important thing. A day, a time, a period, some hours, depending on the day or the number of hours or the number of months, maybe, that you choose. It all depends on, obviously, your time, what you do, your work, or the country you live in, or whatever. But it's the principle that's important, that principle of rest, that choose a period, have a period in which you rest. So it's not about the day, For example, now, I've lived in Saudi Arabia before, and when we lived in Saudi, Sunday was a working day. In fact, Sunday was the first day of the week that people work. So Friday and Saturday was like the weekend. If you're in Saudi now, you can't say you want to rest on Sunday because it's a work day. So it's not about the day, it's about the principle of taking time to rest. That's number one. You need to take time out. Choose a time. Another principle is that I think it needs to be deliberate. It needs to be intentional. It needs to be planned. Because in this day and age that we're in, if we don't plan it, trust me, we'll never take any rest, because there's always something to do. So you have to consciously, deliberately, and intentionally plan that rest, either in form of a vacation or in form of a time that you set apart and say, I'm resting at this period, I'm unplugging all my computers, I'm taking my phones off the hook, I'm taking away my cell phone. So that one, I don't think anybody ever rests from cell phone, but hey, I don't know. You can rest and say that. But it just has to be intentional. It has to be intentional. It has to be planned. So yeah, that's what I've just been thinking about today. I just want to know your thoughts on this. And I want to know, do you take time to rest? Do you have a period of time in which you take to rest? And if you do, share with us how you're able to do that, because in the world of today, it's very difficult to rest. What is your strategy? How do you achieve those rest periods? And if you don't rest, what do you think are the things that are preventing you from resting? So these are all the things that I want you to share with us. Share with us in the comment section. Let's know your thoughts. Let's know your stand on this issue of rest. And yes, so I've come to the end of today's talk, and I'm going to walk fast so that I can quickly go and continue my rest at home. See you when I'm done. Let me see how far I've gone. Yes, I'll see you when I'm done. I'm walking on the road today, so I already took time. I found a quiet place, that place where I was walking to just record, because I know that the passing cars will be noisy. Yes, I'm back. We've done today's own, is done. Done. So today we've talked about the power of rest, and yeah, I just want to know, what are the strategies that you take personally in your life to get some time to rest? And if you don't have any strategy, after you've listened to the benefits of rest today, do you want to strategize? What is your plan? Let us know in the comment section. Let's see how far we've gone. That is 69 minutes. And yeah, there's one question I want to ask us again in conclusion. Have you gone on your walk today? I'm deciding that I'm going to be asking us that question every day now. So if you have, say yes in the comment section. And if you have not, said no in the comment section. Let's know why. Well, what's preventing you from walking? And yeah, that's all I have for today. And I'm going to see you tomorrow. Bye.